Hi everyone, it's Noelia with My Moxie Dreams. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video is the one I've been promising you guys for God knows how long. This is a flip through and just talk about what's working and not working in my planner and possible setup. I mean, who knows, but we'll see. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. And if you do, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. For everybody else, welcome back. This is a long-awaited video, you guys. I've been promising you this flip through for a month, maybe more. I know that every time I record a video, I say the next video is going to be a flip through. And I think the reason is multiple things. A, I've been slammed work-wise. B, you know, I need to have my little guys here. It's like good luck. I don't know why, but even though this scissors kills me every single time I use it, and look, okay, there's my, I'm getting fixated. Okay, forget it. I think the reason why is because I have been struggling lately with my planner. I don't know about lately, but let's see, how do I put this? I don't know if it's because I've been super stressed with work or if I've just felt overwhelmed in general and I haven't been utilizing the planner the way that I normally would. And don't get me wrong, I get into my planner every single day and we're gonna kind of touch on that here in a minute. So I'm gonna do a quick flip through of the setup and show you the areas that I touch every single day. And you'll notice one little change, and we'll talk about that change as we move forward as well. Okay, so currently I am in my matte Gillio Amica in brown. I freaking love this. I forgot how much I loved this planner. I was in this planner for a long time before I jumped into the mode term and tested out the mode term and fell in love with the floppiness of the mode term. But the matte Gillio is my favorite of all my planners, even my chocolate Aurora. And we'll go into that. My goal is to switch out my planner covers more often than I have been. Okay, so again, this is going to be a long video, and this is going to be me as completely scatterbrained as you guys have ever heard me or seen me on this channel. And the reason is I don't know what will work, and so I have a second option of what I'm going to be doing in this planner. So we'll go first. Let me just flip through. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, as many of you know, this is the theme for July. She is freaking dead gorgeous, like drop dead gorgeous. I love her. And then she just looks so perfect in this brown Gillio. I love her, okay? So I'm not going to really go into things, what they are. I'll probably do that in another video once we figure out, is this a flip through or is this a solve my problem in my everyday carry? Who knows? But I'm just going to quickly go through stuff and not really talk about where it's from, because most of it, you guys know, I create myself with an exception of a few items. So this is the July theme. We have Franklin Covey Compact, Her Point of View. These are the monthlies only, and they are January through December. They have an index in the front. Every month has an index, the month on 2 pages, and then on the back has a master task list. And then you'll notice that, for instance, I have a February, these are Plan with Bees. And what I started doing is I started putting the a separate calendar in the front, and it tells me when my bosses are gone. Like for instance, M is my female boss. She was gone from February 1st and she came back on the 11th. My male boss left to New York on the 19th and through the 26th. And that way it's not in my actual planner. If I want to know when they're going or coming, I have it here. And the reason is they change their flights all the time. Okay. And so I don't like to put things in my hard copy, like final calendar for my bosses. This is specific to me and my family. Okay, so that's what you'll see in the front. And then I have important information like birthdays, you know, renewals, things that matter to me are here. And then I started doing this garden tasks for each month, and it just reminds me at the back of each one, like what I should be doing: starting seedlings, plan garden layout, etc. So every month has a Plan with B basic black and white calendar. And then I have anything that happens that I know is happening in advance. Let me see. Let's go back to February. I have anything that is a financial renewal, like I have Chase renewal, I have the Canva renewal, so I know, and that will link to my finances. And then any birthdays or anything important that I need to remember, all of this gets placed into the planner at the beginning of the year. So when I start my new year, I know when all the renewals are going to happen in every month. Let's see if I have others. Like in August, I have my bonus and my salary increase, and then a Costco renewal that I need to do. So all of the important birthdays and renewals are placed in this February index. And then I just started doing this because it just felt easier than, you know, tracking it somewhere else. I just like to be able to go to that month and see when my bosses are here or there. Okay, and then I was doing the master task list on the back of these and then moving them over. And I just, somewhere along the line, I stopped doing it. And that's part of some of the things I'm trying to solve for now. Okay, and then I have a monthly divider. I have dividers on the bottom. Let's see if you guys can see this. Monthly, weekly, bills due, and daily banking. On top, I just have a little tab here that takes me to my notes. I have a health tab that takes me to my skincare, my weight, and etc. And then my side tabs, I have 5. It is to do, currently, trackers, finances, and personal way at the back. And then there's subcategories under personal, which is home, info, and miscellaneous. Okay. So with that being said, I don't know if I should keep going. Okay. So we just did that. So let's keep going. Then we go to the to-do part. And if you guys are new, I'm not big on decorating besides having my theme dashboards. And so what I do is just have in between each clear tab divider, I have photos of my family so that when I'm going to that particular section, I kind of have a quick preview of family stuff. So at each end, I can see photos of my family. Okay. All right, so under to do, I have this card. It's a card I got at World Market, Cost Plus. I ended up taking a photo of it and laminating it so that I can have it be very thin as opposed to the cardstock that it was. And then I put a little business card adhesive holder where I can put stuff to hold, like things due, just scrap paper. Like here, I have a little note that I ended up leaving there of stuff that I needed to get. I actually got those already, except for the Costco paper stuff. Then I have little stickers, like page flags that I put, like check Chewy schedule, family breakfast, family dinners, etc. Those are to pre-plan when I know family time is going to be. Then I have a trigger list. This is brown plans, and the back is Plan with B. And then here's where I just have miscellaneous stuff. Like for instance, this is like every month, this is what I need to do out of my planner. I have miscellaneous, just notes. Blackstone meals for when we have pool barbecue parties. I did this like goal thing at the beginning of the year. I have something here. Obviously, I covered it. I don't know. Repairs, things to watch. A lot of these things are on my website as freebies for Franklin Covey Compact, or what I call Pocket Plus Plus. you guys can go to the website, see what's available. I don't know off the top of my head. I believe this is on my freebies. Okay, and then I just put a cute photo of some cappuccino. And then these are just a bunch of crossword puzzles. And I got this idea from Plan with B. She had them in her planner and I thought, what a great idea, because when I'm out and about, I would like to just, or even when I'm just sitting and I'm thinking through stuff, the kids always tell me that I need to sharpen my brain. And so I love crossword puzzles. I love them. And so I went to Half Price Books and I just got the normal crossword puzzles in a booklet, and then I just cut them down to size to fit in here. And so yeah, so I just got a book, cut it down to size, and that's what these are. And then what I do is I like to put January 1st at 10 p.m., February 5th at 9:25 p.m., January 12th, just so that I know when I did them. I don't know why, I just do. And then I have a bunch of different notes. Like here I wrote down what I need for an elote bar. It's like corn, and when we have a pool party, these are kind of all the things I would get for that so people can snack on. Who knows what I have here? To-dos, it's backwards. This is just a bunch of gibberish, okay? And that's what this is supposed to be for, gibberish, all right? And so there's a bunch of to-do notes or blank note papers, so I could just doodle, jot. This is Simple and Trendy Co. tracker lists, blank ones, my stop procrastinating lists, blank ones. I have those, I think, as freebies. All right, and then you get into the currently. This is a freebie. I love this quote. And on the back, I have Hey Planner Girls Perpetual Calendar. On here as well, I don't know if you can see this, but in gray, you can see what the renewals are. So like, not only do I have it on the beginning of the months here, but in my Perpetual calendar, I know when things are going to be due as a secondary reference. All right, and then I have my weekly tab, which takes me directly to the current week that we are in. This is the current week right now. Today is Wednesday the 9th. I can't believe it's Wednesday the 9th. In front of it, I have the little dashboard for the month. And if you recall in previous flip throughs, I had a tab here. And I think I need to do that again. And we'll go over that as we move on. First, I'm just going to do a quick flip through of what's in here. So all my weeklies for the month are here. Here are all the weeklies for the rest of July, okay? So I have the weekly that takes me directly into the week. And then I have a divider. You have this little tabby tab. And this takes me to my weekly spending, so that wherever I am, I can go to my weekly spending and quickly jot down any spending. This little tab, it's just a really cute thing I created on Canva. And all I did was add 2 business card adhesives on either side, because when I'm good and freaking making meals, and I have a meal planner that I'm able to see here. And then I have just basic note paper here. You can see I was tallying up something. And then you can see here, I used one of these to write down stuff that I need for when I went shopping. I need to make cinnamon rolls, so there's stuff I need to get from there as well. So that way, this little tab takes me immediately to my weekly spending. And then I have both sides with little pockets that I can put note paper, to-dos, etc. Okay, and then I have this, what is this? At a Glance, their personal size. And I like this 3-month view that they have. And I like that it's personal. Their size is very small. I guess it's a standard personal size as opposed to Franklin Covey size. And I like it because it's tucked in behind the week. And what I've been doing is just tracking my for my irrigation in my garden, and I like having the month. Now this is 2 pages, it's the month on 2 pages, but I just glued it together because all I care about is this 3-month view. And so after July, I'll have August, September, October as the next one, and it just allows me to see quickly the irrigation that I've done in my garden and surrounding areas. Can I just say that I'm getting a lot of pimples on my face? I'm 49 years old and I have 3 pimples. I just noticed because I can feel Mount Fuji coming out on my forehead. Okay, sorry. Okay, so then here is all the rest of the weeks for July, and then before this week you have the previous week. So it goes previous weeks, the divider, current week, divider, taking me to the weekly spending, and then to my irrigation. Okay, and then I just have a laminated sheet, and I added this sticker, which is from Paper Panda back years ago. All right, and then we get into our trackers. And this tracker, you guys have asked me a million times, and I have just dropped the ball on having this finished. The gal was working on it for me. I'm gonna try to get it done. I can't promise you that it'll be done this year, but it will for sure be available next year. I'll try, but it's already halfway through the year, so what's the point? But anyways, this for sure is gonna be on Ko-fi, on my website. I think I'm gonna, yeah, this will be available next year, you guys. I don't think I can do it this year, but this is my tracker. I created this. It has the entire year, and I track whatever things I track. And so that is here. I see this and I love it. I have my watching. I can't remember who this person is. It's just a blank. It's just blank and you fill it out. I can't remember who the person is. This is my meal planner, or what I actually ate or made for that month. Should I be doing this? Okay, this is watching. This is the meal. This is a freebie on my website. Then I have my orders. I like to keep track of how much I order in a particular month. You can see March, I was freaking ordering everything. And Johnny Seeds came in, so let's do this. Sorry, and then I have another Amazon that's coming in. Today, it's coming in tomorrow, and I already got, okay. Orders, and then I have, this is Doa Inspiring Designs, and this is the year at a glance, a fold out, and I use this to track my paid holidays, vacation, sick time. And then I tried to write down, oh no, do I? Yeah, I try to write down what my hours are, like 184, because I cap at 200 hours. So I have to take hours or take time off in order for me not to cap. This is planner room shop, maybe? I don't know. This is planner room. It is quarterly on 2 pages, and what I use this for is my meetings with my boss. If you guys have been with me for a while, you know that I work for 1%ers who own a bunch of wineries and a bunch of properties around the world, and I meet with my female boss often, but my male boss not so much. And so I started doing this 2 years ago to kind of show him at the end of the year that he doesn't give me enough time, and he giggles and tells me other people would be so happy not to have to see their boss as often as I do, or as less as I do. And because of this, and I go to investment meetings in the city and, you know, whatever, I stopped, because I work from home, I don't pay attention to what I was wearing when I went out with family for special events or with meeting my bosses. So I started logging what I wear each time I met with my boss, just so that I wasn't wearing the same thing. Because I'm the type of person that I like the same outfits, and so I'll wear the same outfit not realizing that I've already worn that, you know, the last 2 times that I saw them, because the it's few and far between when I see my bosses, and so I end up wearing the same thing. So this is why I started the meeting outfit tracker. I don't know if I have this online as a freebie or not, but that's why I use it. Okay, and then I can't remember who gave me this. It's somebody who does my stickers for I order stickers from, gosh, it's gonna kill me now. I'll try to leave all the links down below. But I just took the Bookmark because I loved it and hole punched it for in here. And then here are the library books. I read The Last Letter. Oh my God. I asked you guys for a book that I would fall in love with the characters, but that they would break my heart. And several of you recommended The Last Letter. Can I tell you, I read that in a day and a half and cried my eyes out as I needed to. I needed to purge some sadness, and boy, did that book do it for me. And then just books I've read over the last whatever. Then we get into health, and I just have here like some of this is old. Some of the AM, PM skincare routines, when things need to be replaced. A little key as to this. I wasn't doing well with this. I started, what's today? Today's the 9th of Noelia. So I know that I've been doing my AM routines, and I did retinol last night, and I did retinol here, and then I stopped because I was peeling so bad. Okay, so I'm trying to be consistent, and it's really hard for me. That's my problem, is consistency when it comes to my self-care. But this is Doa Inspiring Designs, and this is also where I do my skincare. This is, what, Happy Planner Girl? Why, Hey Planner Girl? You can tell this is going to be a long video. Hey Planner Girl, I've had this for years. I just put the new year. This is where I track my weight, and I love it. I do it every year. Track my weight, and then here's the plus and minuses for each month. Okay, and then there's just the next, and then here's my finance tab. If you guys have watched my weekly resets, you know how this works. This is the monthly budget. How this works is I go to my weekly, and at the end of the month, or rather on Mondays, I go back. Let me see if I can show you the one previous. I go back and I'll calculate food, miscellaneous, self, Ruby, whatever it is, and take those categories spent and put them here in the category that they belong. And then from here, I go into my money. Let me see if I can. This is the cardstock, because I like printing the graph on cardstock. This is Perfective paper, and this is her financial tracker. I love it, and I've been using it for a couple of years now. I think it's my 3rd year, but this year the difference is that I log the total spending for that week, but I started logging food spending because we were eating out for quite some time. And so you could see my overall spending has been kind of not good, but my you can see the weeks that I'm like way out of line eating out. It's like $700 for a week of eating out. It's insane. So that's this. And then I have all these months on one page, and these are freebies, and these are pre-filled out for me that show all of my amounts due for every month, all my income that comes in every month, pay periods, all of that information is there. That's under the bills due tab, so it takes me directly to that month. And then the daily banking has a couple of things. I keep track of my checking. This is my check register. I have my Chase card. I have my Amex and my Chase is what I use most often. I only use my American Express when we are going traveling because of all the amazing perks that it has, and also the protections. And then I have a little Amex spending here in case I buy, something ends up hitting. I have it here to remind me to log it and make sure I pay it at the end of that pay period. For instance, I ordered a bunch of stuff not a bunch, hair products from Ulta, and it charged on my Ulta card so that I could get all the discounts and all the bonuses. So I have to remember at the end of the pay period to pay Ulta off. I pay my Chase card and any Ulta, Target, Amex. I haven't shopped at Target since their whole thing. I'm anti-Target for a long time, but any credit card payments I pay every 2 weeks. I do not wait for my statement to come. I track my balance and I pay it every 2 weeks. Okay, and then this is Plan with B, her colorful ones. So the colorful ones, I shrink down and I just track that I've done my banking for that week, or that day rather. And then again, remember, I have her black and white moon and star ones that I keep track of my boss's travel. Okay, and then I don't think I can go. My savings is here. I have my credit score that I keep track of. And then I have a tab here down below, and it takes me to all of my important information, credit cards I use, checking accounts. So important information is here so that I can quickly get it. I don't have to get my wallet from the car. I can just go to my planner, turn here, and I can put in my FSA card, medical card, all of that information. Okay, then we go to personal. I have this cute minimal planner, self-care receipt I've had forever. And then here I have home, info, and miscellaneous. And home just has cleaning. If you remember a few months ago, I had a tab before health that said cleaning, and it had the cleaning tracker, and I just wasn't utilizing it. So I took that divider out and put the cleaning tracker here. I haven't been utilizing it here either. And so we'll talk about that soon. Jaden's meals. My son is on the spectrum. He has aphid and an aversion to certain foods. And so these are the foods that we know for sure he will eat. As he's gotten older, he's now more adventurous and he eats a lot. He tries more things, but those are his basic staples. Then here's a list of stuff that I typically do for, you know what, I realized I don't have 4th of July, but that's typically because we just barbecue. So cleaning tracker, I have my pantry tracker, and this just basically every week as I cook, which it hasn't been lately, I readjust my perishables. So I know, like, when I go get groceries, I make sure that the amounts are here so that when I'm ready to make a meal, I go here and say, do I have what I need to make a meal? Because I don't look in the pantry. Typically, I plan my meals on a Saturday or Sunday for the week, and I need to make sure that as I'm planning my meals, I know what I have and what I can easily make with what I have in the pantry, in the freezer, in the fridge, as opposed to going and getting all new stuff. I work with what I have first, and then any small little things that I'm missing to make, like say I'm making enchiladas, but I don't have cabbage, I'll be like, oh, okay, I need to get cabbage so that I can complete the enchilada meal for that day, or I might be missing tomato sauce or something for each specific day. And yeah, so I try to use what I have to create the meals. And then here's some meal ideas, some of the favorites of my kids. Here's the cleaning checklist. Again, I used to have a cleaning area, a section. I didn't utilize it, so I didn't feel like I needed to keep it in here. The data just got moved into a different place. This is my cleaning checklist. This should, in theory, match with this. So the only things that aren't on here is the annual, seasonal, and then the daily brewing, because the daily brewing is stuff I do when I'm making my coffee. Okay, and then on the back of that, I have my appliance list, and it's just basically the type of printer I have, the fridge, serial numbers, so that when I need to order, when something breaks and I need to order something, it's here. I can easily order it myself or call my appliance guy and give him the information, and he will order the parts, etc., etc. Based on this cleaning, the monthly and the annual, I have it here, and again, I haven't been using it. This is I think this is 2024 This is 2025 and I haven't even logged June. That's how bad it is that I haven't even logged June. So I know I did these things, but I don't know what date because I haven't been logging it. Maybe I do need to take this out. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe this is just gonna be a flip through and part 2 is gonna be me finagling. I think that might be what it is. This will be part 1. And then I have home inventory. So similar to the food inventory, pantry inventory, household inventory, I have a home inventory, and this is way different. I really do this once a month. Again, I stopped doing it. So I haven't done this in 2 months. We'll talk about that after the flip through and the part 2. So I haven't touched this, but typically every month I go through and check all the stock of these items to make sure that if something's low, I know that it's time to go to Costco and do a huge bulk run or whatever it is. Medication, it's the end of July is when my FSA runs out. I have 2,500 that I have to use. So this is a place where I will check all the medications and then order them all because I get it for free through my FSA. And this is kind of where I'm supposed to be keeping track, but like I'm being honest, I haven't done this for 2 months. Similar to what's been happening with the cleaning log. I just haven't been touching it. And so it's freaking annoying. So still under the home, I have a little beautiful ranunculus thingamabob that I got from Sunny Meadows. And then here are the beds that I have and what's growing in the beds. That way, when I see something is infected, I can just go and be like, what is this? I'm so sad with my zinnias this year. I just, instead of planting the same zinnias that I've planted for the last 4 years, I tried new colors and they're just too bright. They're beautiful, don't get me wrong. They're purples and reds and oranges. I do not like them. There's whites, thankfully, and a couple of salmon that I like, but I'm gonna replant. I'm starting seedlings to replant them. I'm gonna keep them, but replant them somewhere else. So this is all the beds and where they go. Here is my planting garden in my zone, which is zone 9B. And that's that under home, okay? And I have to check under info. I cannot show info. And the reason is info has my car information, my daughter's car information. It has 1 page for each person in our family. Myself, my 3 kids. So it has our passport information, our medical information, any medications we're on, our global entry and our visa. All of the most important information for each of us is here. And anytime we have car issues and it costs, money, it gets logged there, what we fixed, what the warranty is, how much we paid. We have one guy that we go to who I adore. And then miscellaneous, let me see. I think I can show miscellaneous. So miscellaneous just has some more things that I own. Stuff like this I just have in case, because inevitably I'm like, what do I have? And then somebody will ask me and then I'll be able to share what it is. This is when I was taking Franklin Covey compact items and minimizing it to a specific percentage in order for it to fit my pocket. That's what these are. This is just a name tag holder, like when you go to events, it's a name tag holder. I can't talk today. And it just has a bunch of stickers. I just hole punched it. It has a bunch of stickers that I use often, and it's here so that I can quickly just grab it and use it. I have this Tombow dual brush. I found this online. I shared it somewhere. I probably have it on my website to download. So I have it on white paper and then I have it on beige paper so that I know what the colors look like when I'm in my pocket. And then here, this is outdated too. I need to work on this. This just basically says, in my personal my FC planner. These are all the things, the people that I use, you know, etc., etc. Let's go to trackers. The monthly is Dear Planner DL. See, I didn't know who the hell it was, because when you don't put your name on it, let's go here and I'll show you. When you don't put your name on your insert, it's hard for people to share who it's from. I know now because I made a key here showing who is what and what is who. Even my bookmarks, when you guys ask me like, oh, I love that bookmark, what's it from? I ended up putting photos here so that I remember. Okay, then I have the map of the United States because I suck at geography. It is what it is. I've accepted that fact. I need one for the world, because when my boss is traveling and he's like, oh, I'm in Copenhagen, and oh, we're going to Paris. I'm like, how far is Copenhagen from Paris? And like, I need to get my shit together when it comes to that. And then on the very back, I just have a bunch of just stickers, or Post-its rather. Some from Sweet Caress Design. Some I've made. Sweet Caress Design I made. And then I just have some checks here. This is a folder from Franklin Covey, Franklin Planner. I have one of their bookmark thingies that I use all the time. I have more meal planners here. I have some to-do Post-its. I have some of my personal checks. I have some budget per paychecks. And then I just have miscellaneous. These are Plan with B. Miscellaneous little stickers, and then just miscellaneous stickers. Okay. And that's kind of it. Now, sorry if that was fast. I will try to do one later once we rearrange my planner. But here's what you need to know. Every morning, the first thing I do is come into my trackers to log my sleep. And if I did Instagram, if I washed my hair, there's regularity, it's my hair, whatever, okay? Workouts. That's the first thing I do. And then I go to finances and I go to my daily banking. Does my Chase online banking match with all of my manual entries? Did I miss a charge that is not on here? Did something clear? Was there a credit that I didn't see? So every morning I make sure that my Chase credit card matches and that there's no fraud or any charges that I forgot to input here. Okay, I check my AMX, even though I know I don't use it, I check it because you never know. I had somebody during Christmas 2 years in a row take my credit cards. I don't know how they do it, but they steal your credit card and they run up. I had tens of thousands of dollars charged on my cards. Thank God I had fraud protection. So I check my Amex, check my Chase, I check my daily checking to make sure the numbers match and there's nothing that posted that I don't know about, okay? If I have bills that are paid, I make sure that they are cleared. Highlighted here in tan is cleared. Any cash comes through is there. I have just realized I didn't post my work. Okay, and so that's the second thing I do. Then I go into my weekly and I see what time does Belle work? Is there anything of, urgency? You can see here, I started using, where is my pen? I don't know where my pen is. I had it, now it's lost. I've been using my multicolor pen lately and I'm just liking it. So I've been using it. And so then I go here and then I'm constantly here logging any charges that I'm making that particular day. And I'm in front logging water, crossing off. Today's Wednesday, right? Last night I did tretinoin, I did red light therapy, I did moisturizer. Today I did this and I did this. Okay, and so I'm logging things. Sorry for the glare, you guys. So my weekly is where I'm at the entire day. This is where it stays open if I am referencing it. The other place I go is here if I'm watching something, and like today, I just finished watching, I watched Parlay yesterday. I just watched Below Deck, and I watched the podcast. I'm going to start putting Dax Shepard, armchair something expert on here because I like watching his podcast on YouTube. So those are the places, and then I'll log, and then if anything comes in, I check it off. Okay, those are the three places I go first thing in the morning. Literally, I go to finances, I go to daily banking, blah blah blah, write stuff down, check it off. I go to tracker, what is my sleep? It's really my sleep pattern, blah blah blah. And then I go to weekly, and then I'm here, and this is where I sit all day. And yeah, okay, I feel, and if you guys remember, my monthly would be right here, right behind or right in front of the weekly. And I just felt like I wasn't ever going to the front of my planner. I was never in my monthlies except for when I was referencing, which makes sense. But so I don't know, a lot of this, and then I'm rarely in my to-dos. Like today was the first time I'd looked in here other than the note paper. Everything up front, I really don't pay attention to, right? And so it's kind of, I don't know, I've just felt out of sync. And today when I started using my multicolor Frickson, I'm like, oh, things are I'm starting to pay attention more because I'm using different colors in my planner as opposed to just black. And I think that is something has been lacking in my planner. And I don't know if it's me, like if it's just I'm in a funk, things have been hard. You guys know I haven't been putting out as many videos as I normally do. I typically do 2 videos every single week. And I haven't been doing that just because mentally overwhelmed, work-wise overwhelmed, physically, I've been in my garden and been like totally exhausted that it's hard for me to start to do it. So that is what I've been having issues with. So what I did, and this will be part 2, is I thought about, I used to do my own dividers, and I did that today. I did some new dividers, and I'm planning on trying a new system. Now, if you go back to my old videos, like years ago, you know that I only had 4 tabs, and it was to do, goals, budget, and personal. And I think that maybe a couple of things. These are from Lines Plus Paper. She doesn't do them anymore. I had bought a bunch of sets and then cut them. One was cut down for a pocket and whatever. She doesn't do them anymore. And she does such amazing ones because they're really thin and they don't take up a lot of room in your planner. But they're also so thin that you can see. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can get this close. Can you see the indentation of the, I go there so often that they're bent, like bent. So that's an issue. And I'm starting to think, do I switch everything out? And that's what we're going to do. Part 2 is going to be me trying a different, all the same things, just in a different location to get me more involved. And I may hate it. I may try it for a week or a day and hate it and have to redo everything, but we're going to switch things out. So part 2 is going to be moving things around and putting my new tabs in. We're going to do it together. So we'll see how it works. All right. Stay tuned. There will be a part 2 setup for my everyday carry. Again, if you are new, I hope you enjoyed this content. And if you do, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. For everybody else, thanks so much for being patient. Hopefully I can edit this and get it up ASAP. I will see you next time. Bye.